Greetings, everyone. My name is Soundjack, and welcome back to the Cobble League SMP. So last time we had our seventh member join the server, and we had a fun time with them. A very different style from the first episode, so please do let me know in the comments what you preferred, which version you preferred. Today's going to be another version of the first one. Not so much because I don't have the footage, but it's more like I was just doing a lot of different things that didn't necessarily need to be recorded. So I'm just going to recap you all. And the first thing to recap about is the changes I've made to Cobbletown. I did not go into the season intending to build a railway through the town, but now we're here. So what is taking shape to be the rail line is going to be the main line through the town. I realized I'm calling this Rail Town, but there wasn't going to be any tracks outside of the ones in the mines. So I figured, you know, we need an actual rail system. We're going to do anvils. We're going to need a lot of iron for this because I hope to take it all the way around this entire mountain and back to make a complete loop. I don't know where the train's going yet, but I want to do a complete loop. And we got a little bit of another road alongside here where pretty much the other houses are going to be. My real concern when I was figuring out how to build the town was how to do the houses, because in my head, for an old Western style town that this is kind of emulating, there would be like two sides of a road with all the buildings having facades and then just being kind of plain in the back. But I wasn't going to get much doing it down this way from the docks to what will be the gym. And putting it side to side would mean that a lot of backs would be facing the river, so you wouldn't have a good view from there. So what then I figured out was to do a rail and force all of the houses to have their facade, facing the train tracks. So then it can look out while still having more room to build with, which also lines up very well with the cave spider spawner over here, which I've done a little bit more work. I've tried to make it a bit more of a house-like structure. Still going to put a fake door and have a sign that it says "Do not enter" and stuff like that. So it still needs decorating. But today's episode, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be working on the gym. Finally, I've had this design for months. Well, not this exact design, but the general idea I've had for months. The exact design I've had for probably a month before the server started. But I finally want to do it, and I've got Lightmatica to help me out with that. Though, before getting into the exciting stuff of building the gym, this is all about Pokemon. I should probably introduce you to some of my Pokemon. So Iceberg, you met a bit last time when we were dealing with Illagers invading the town of Cobbletown. This is Iceberg, my Empoleon. This was my starter Pokemon. This is Silverbolt the Corviknight, who would be my ride Pokemon, but is very, very slow. And here's Cosmos, the Magnezone, who is my ride Pokemon and is very, very quick. Next up is Longhaul, the Hisuian Goodra, who has been on my team for a while, might end up on my final gym team, not fully certain. We've got Lucario here, who I've realized I did not give a name to yet. I will figure that out on my own because I do have a naming theme. And the last one that's been hanging out on my team the most is Goldilocks here, the Gimmighoul. I have not evolved it yet because I do have the coins, but I want to get the full Netherite Golden Go form. So we're working on that. So that's been my main team, but how many other Pokemon do I actually have? Well, let's take a look at the PC and find out. All right, we do have 1, 2, 3, 2.5 boxes of various Pokemon, and a few more. I'll talk about that shortly. This is the predominantly steel type box, which are all Pokemon could use on my team for certain. We have Wingsaber the Skarmory, Grimlock the Aggron, Broadside the Bastiodon, Calamity Key the Klefki, Ironhide the Copperaja, Motormaster the Revavroom, Doubleheader the Doug Trio, Rails the Steelix, Spike the Ferrothorn, Scavenger the Durant, Fulcrum the Fortress, Wreckguard the Probopass, Leo Breaker the Berserker, Gears the Kling, Elita 1 the Tinkaton, Carablast, Shelmet, I don't have names yet because I haven't been able to evolve them yet, Arachnid the Mawile, Chromia the Aegislash, Sideswipe the Scizor, and another Mawile because I thought Faye might need one, but she already had one. I also had Cloudburst, who was my ride Pokemon before I got Magnezone. Craftmine, because of course I have to get the Minecraft Pokemon, or the effectively Minecraft Pokemon, and just named it after the April Fool's joke this year. We got Volca the Magcargo, who I've been using as a ride Pokemon in the Nether. The rest of the ones down here are like potential options I've had in mind for as my sixth non-type Pokemon, because all of us will have a type specialty, but we can have one Pokemon that doesn't match the type. But like, it's got to be somewhat connected. Like, for example, Moonracer here, the Cleffa would be a Clefable, and is connected to the Dripstone Caves, which are part of my base, as well as having the move Meteor Mash. Golett would be a Golurk, and is almost an automaton that would almost be made of steel. Delmise here, it's got Steelworker as an ability. It's a giant anchor. I don't think there's much more needed. Gibble, aka Skybite here, is a shark, is a land shark that lives in the Badlands. That's good enough for me. Phalanx here, little dudes wearing armor. Armor, that's metal. And Mudbray here actually is probably the one that will be my alternate, I've been thinking, because trains were known, like, old in the Old West, they were called iron horses because of how much load they could carry. I'm going to have a train. Mudsdale is a heavy Pokemon, does get heavy slam. It already has heavy slam right now. So that might be my alternate Pokemon. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This box is more of a random assortment of rarer Pokemon, mostly rarer Pokemon that I've come across that I'm just like, I'm going to catch just cuz. Same here. These two were right next to each other. I never saw one before, and then I saw these two right next to each other. That was crazy, I'll be honest. Eevee's, Milcery's, Pikachu, Alolan Pikachu, Alola Bias Pikachu. And then we're going to go back to these boxes. Firstly, this is my fossil box. I've almost got all of them except for Arctovish. I need one more fossilized fish. And then I can have the Fossilizer achievement, which is one of the quests the professor has for us. Another one that was added was I choose all of you, which is to get all 30 different starter Pokemon, which includes the Hisui bias forms of, I almost said Chikorita, of Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. Here's all the starters I gotten so far. And these are all Pokemon I am using in my farms. I've got an iron farm, a gunpowder farm, and a sand farm. I also got a chest form Gimmighoul and a Voltorb just hanging out and about. These other Gimmighouls have fainted. Because after I get the full Netherite Golden Go, I might try for all the other different stages, because there's 8 different stages of Netherite covered Golden Go. So now let me show you my farms. Actually, first, here is my filled out storage room. I still need to get them all sorted. I don't know what to put in all of them. This is all this side is all minerals. This is going to be more organics. I still need to figure out the exact order, but I'm getting there. And then I have a tumblestone growing area in the middle of my room. And then down this stairwell, we have my 16 Durants harvesting iron for me. I think it's about 7 electrodes right now doing gunpowder for me. And 14 syndigasts and 2 palisands harvesting sand for me. The iron from the Durant is going to be used for the irons for the anvils, for the rails, and the gunpowder and sand is going to be used to explode the nether so as I can get the netherite I need for netherite form golden go. A couple more things to show off real quick, even though it's night and the weather is horrible, is this new structure here, the Iron Tower. It is the second building of for the TR vendors. Going through this door will have you enter like the main, like the entry area for the mall. Basically, this is kind of like a mall tower structure kind of a thing. Healing machine, PC, a directory, first floor, and this tells you all the kind of what stores are in each floor. I'll give you all a moment to read through as I flip. And to get to each floor, we have a handy dandy data pack here from Vanilla Tweaks that allows the carpets to be elevators. You saw this last time with the floor with the elevator to the storm platform that the professor has set up. There we go. Here's second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, sixth floor, and the roof. Very nice little building. And the last thing to discuss, well, I should also discuss I'm working on moving out of this area since it's going to be the home for the gym, but there's still a lot of stuff, including these 2 very strange creatures alongside a cubone that's stuck in the boat. This chicken was just in the middle of the ocean nearby a drowned baby zombie. A baby drowned, I think is the correct terminology. So I'm assuming it was a chicken jockey at one point. And then we got a cat that was just spawned in one of the villages. I don't know why they're spawning. They shouldn't be spawning, but they are, so I tamed it. I'm going to name him Buddy. That's the only name I got for him, but I was hunting Voltorb and I found a cat. And we still have our skeleton horse over here who does not have a name. So now that we've gone through all of that, let's take a look at my schematic for the gym. So like I mentioned, this is going to be the entryway to the gym. There's going to be a large gap, a larger tunnel here, right here pretty much, that I will have to open, and then this is going to get closed off, and then I need to build this out a little bit. You'll see why once I get inside. Yep, this will be the entryway. They're going to get on the minecart. They're going to go down here, and then they're going to come across this lever, which with the wing charges they will be given are going to be needed to flip the lever so they go the right way, down that way, instead of the wrong way, which will take them back to the start once I finished building it. Going through a few loops and whatnot. They'll come back down here. I'll show a proper view of this once it's actually all built, and probably have to run it several times, but this will be the 4th loop, and then they're going to go down here into the actual cave system. I'm going to build up these platforms. I'm going to fake them out, think that this is the way they're actually supposed to go when they're actually going to drop down here. They're going to fall down here in this skulk invested area. There's going to be a lot of skulk here. I might make all of this skulk. Like some of the decor is probably not done. Like I'll probably make this a lot more mossy, like a lush cave here. Maybe throw in a skeleton, like a skeleton that you can find in the underground sometimes in here somewhere. Regardless, then this train is going to go off. This is the wrong way. This is the right way. They're going to go through. Oh my God, look at all these spikes. And oh my God, look at this precarious bridge. Oh no, it's gone. And now we fall down here. We roll up here. We hit this wall. We go this way. They have to flip this switch or else they're going to get sent backward and fall down this gap and then get shot back to the beginning again. They make it through. I got to dig some of that out. They're going to come out. Where are they coming out again? Over here. Yep, over here, because this is actually part of a natural opening. And they're going up here, and I'm too far away for this whole thing to render in properly. But then they go through the, what is it, a trial chamber that's right there. And then they come out of this geode, and then they'll end up here. Where my battle platform should be. Maybe I didn't get it all. Maybe I saved it in another schematic. Maybe it's not loaded in because I'm too far away. I don't know. Well, anyway, that's the general idea of how this is going to go. I'll come back at some point during the construction process. So it's been a few days and I've made a good amount of progress. So let me show you at least a little bit of it. You get in the minecart here, press this button, and away we go. Oh, come on. Why did you ruin... What? Let's try that again, shall we? Yeah, no, this is a flaw with my gym design. This is why everything is powered rails. Let's try this again, shall we? Are you serious? Maybe this time we'll get through. And so you understand a bit what just happened. So the point of the puzzle is there's going to be levers for them to flick with wind charges. I haven't set those up yet, so that's just the way the tracks default when they're placed, are defaulting to when they're placed down. So we got through 2 turns where we could have gone to alternate paths, but that third turn, after we fell down off the rails a bit, that would have been a wrong turn, which is why we were shot through back to the start. That's how you reset if you miss. There's going to be 8 of those kinds of points, so there's 8 chances to fail. And now, might as well show you the rest of the gym. So if you took the right path, you would end up falling down where this waterfall is, down onto this elevated platform that'll trick you into thinking you're going to take this path, but instead you fall down here. I still have some work to do down here. I think I need a couple more magenta glazed terracotta. You'll see them in a couple of places. There's a mod that actually allows them to be useful to force minecarts to go in a certain direction. So I'm going to be using those very much to encourage the right path. And then they'd fall down this little crevasse, which, as you can start to see, I've been skulkifying pretty slowly as best as I can, because that I'm trying to get every major part of the caves systems into this mine track rally race thing. But once I finish the track, I need more platforms to get connected back up here. There's going to be the 5th. We missed the 4th, and I can't really show it to you right now. The 5th split will be right here. You actually will end up taking the left, and then there will be a path through the dripstone. The right one goes that ring goes up to a 2nd waterfall. Why are there so many mobs? I know I've been trying to light down the skulk, but I don't know why they're spawning up here right now. Anywho, we're going to ignore that. I have no idea what my health is like. But after you get through the dripstone part, you'll come to this point, take this big plunge up here, and follow this path a bit. And then here, actually, right in front of this is going to be the 6th swap point, which is going to be kind of a cave-in with a sticky piston pushing the rail into place. And if not, there's a block in the way. And if you hit that block, you're going to end up going backwards, falling down here, and taking this path all the way there. Back to the start. If you succeed, you'll go through a bit of a tunnel. They'll fall down into this hole. And then this will actually be the 3x3 piston door made to look like the entrance to the trial chambers. At which point, they'll travel through the vault. I'll have to do some work to set up so the trial spawners don't activate. But you'll fall through this hole at the other end of the trial chamber. I still have to fix the path here, but then you're going to go through this custom-made mine shaft. I still have to fill this area, and there's going to be a lava pit here. You're going to have to ride over. There's going to be bones. There's going to be a skeleton structure here. You take the left. There's some fake entrance, fake paths, so it looks legit. You'll come back to the rails here, through the geode, back and forth across these a few times, and to the actual gym arena after you come off the rails here. And this is where you will challenge me, the gym leader of Railtown, with my steel type team. This is where I'll be standing. And that's what I've got so far. I should probably do a bit more stuff for this video, but I'm making this end real quick because next episode we are doing the Ender Dragon fight. So I gotta go start editing that now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe, do all that good YouTube stuff. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the video. Again, looking if you like more of this like overview type style, or if you like more in world, like just footage of us actually playing rather than me relaying to you what's going on. That will be much appreciated. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Soundjack signing out.